Assalamualaikum and a very good day. My name is Zuraim binti Muhammad Nawawi. I'm going to present production of natural dyes from turmeric and Asian pigeon wings for the fabric. Nowadays, the cost for making fabric is quite expensive. This is due to the use of some chemicals such as oxalic acid, sodium hypochlorite, hydrogen peroxide, and so on when they are making dyes for the fabric. Furthermore, this kind of chemical also can give effect to the several people. They may have certain disease such as skin irritation, skin disease, itches, and so on when their skin contact to the dyes on the fabric. Other than that, we can see also some dyes are poor nowadays. We can see the differences of the color when we wash it for the several times. The color will become fade easily. So we have three objectives for this research. Number one is to produce low-cost dyes. Number two, to find the formulate textile dyeing recipes with a good color fastness using natural dye sources, which is the turmeric and Asian pigeon wings. And the last one, to produce less dangerous dye for the fabric. So this research will study about the properties that we need in the producing of dyes such as pH analysis, spreading area, dissolving rate, and the boiling point. For the methodology, it has three stages for this natural dyes production. The first stages is cleaning, drying, and crushing the turmeric and Asian pigeon wings. The second stages is preparation of tamarind solution and salt solutions. Tamarind solution acts as the mordant for this process. It will react as the catalyst to fast the reaction for this dyes production. The salt solution is used to reduce the tendency for the fabric and the dyes to repel to each other. This is because the dyes and the fabric both are negatively charged. So the salt will associate with the fiber so that it is located handy for the formation of the chemical bonds between the dyes and the fabric. And the third stage is extraction of the natural dyes. For this extraction, we use cooking oil as the solvent for this extraction. The first step is to collect the sources, which is the turmeric and Asian pigeon wings. Then we need to wash it by using water and rinse it. So before the grinding process, we need to dry the plant first. The drying process is to make the fiber in the turmeric easy to be obtained and easy to produce fine powder when we grinding it. The drying process also is to avoid the plant from being affected by the fungus or bacteria, so we can increase the lifespan of the plant. Then we need to dissolve the grinding powder into distilled water to make a solution. After that, we need to filter the solution to separate the fine powder and the solution. After that, we mix the solution with the filtered tamarind solution and the salt water. After that, we can use the extraction process to extract out the color from the mixing of the solution. Then the dye is ready to be used. For the result and discussion, I have done several analyses to test the dyes produced from these natural extractions. So the first analysis is the ink chromatography. So this method is used to separate out the materials from these inks. So this chromatography was used to analyze the rate of absorption of the dyes. So I compared the result with the marketing dyes and the dyes produced by using these natural extractions. So as the result, the marketing dyes has a higher rate of absorption compared to the dyes produced from the turmeric and Asian pigeon wings. The second analysis is the dissolving rate. So for this analysis, I choose water as the solvent. As we know, water is an universal solvent. It can dissolve many kind of the substances. So to do this analysis, I take the time for the dyes to completely dissolve in the water. So I also compare the dyes with the marketing dyes. Then the result shows that the natural extracted dyes have longer time to dissolve in the water. The pH analysis shows that the pH value for the extracted dyes have a value that nearly to be neutral compared to the marketing dyes, which is quite acidic. The next analysis is area of the spreading. So I calculate the diameter of the dye when I put a drops of the dye onto a fabrics. So the result shows that the reading for the natural dyes are quite smaller compared to the marketing dyes, but the color of the natural extraction dye is more brighter compared to the marketing dyes, and both of them are dried after we left it for several minutes. The last one is the boiling point of the dye. So the result shows that both the natural extracted dyes have a higher boiling point compared to the marketing dyes. This because the addition of the salt will increase the boiling point of the dyes. So it can withstand a higher temperature compared to the marketing dyes. As for the conclusion, this project managed to produce two types of color for the fabric, which is the blue from the Asian pigeon wings and yellow from the turmerics. So the dyes produced is less dangerous because we don't use any chemical in it, and the formula that we managed to produce is a very beautiful bright color by using the natural extracted plants. So that's all for me.